Hey, Commanders fans, listen up, because we have some very important information coming your way, and you need to know everything. Here on the channel, you'll find all the news about our team with breaking news and everything a true Commanders fan needs to know. So, first of all, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, because here you get everything firsthand and are never out of date. Oh, and leave your like right now to strengthen this incredible community and show that the Commanders fans are always present. Without further ado, hold on tight because today's news is unmissable. Now, let's get straight to the point.
Positive news for Commanders wide receiver Debo Samuel. For 5 weeks, it was arguable that Debo Samuel was the Washington Commanders' MVP. The veteran wide receiver, acquired in exchange for a 5th-round preseason pick, was a focal point of the offense, with quarterback Jaden Daniels and wide receiver Terry McLaurin coming in and out of the starting lineup. Prior to the Week 5 win against the Los Angeles Chargers, Samuel missed some practices due to a heel injury. He played in the game, making 8 receptions for 96 yards and a touchdown. However, the heel continued to bother him, limiting his performance the following week against the Chicago Bears. Samuel missed Washington's Week 7 game against Dallas and returned last week for the game against Kansas City. In his last 2 games, Samuel has made 7 receptions for 26 yards on 11 passes thrown his way. He averages less than 4 yards per reception. Although McLaurin's absence has affected how defenses prepare to face Samuel, the heel injury clearly limited him. The Commanders return home on Sunday to host the NFC West leaders, the Seattle Seahawks. Samuel was not on the injured list all week, and Coach Dan Quinn delivered some positive news. He looked very much like himself yesterday, so it was great to see that. And I talked to him after practice and again today, and you could feel his speed, his explosiveness, and that was really incredible. He had no limitations in practice, so that's very important for us. This is great news for the Commanders. McLaurin will miss Sunday's game after returning last week. Washington needs both Daniels and Samuel healthy, and all indications suggest they will have both against Seattle's strong defense. Debo has had success against the Seahawks over the years, with 5 career games featuring 100 or more receiving yards in 8 matches against Seattle. He averages nearly 6 receptions and 96 receiving yards per game in those 8 matchups. If he can replicate that performance on Sunday, Washington will have a good chance of ending its 3-game losing streak.
Could an NFC rival trade with the Commanders to sign cornerback Marshon Latimore? A year ago, Washington Commanders general manager Adam PETERS traded several draft picks with the New Orleans Saints for 4-time Pro Bowl selection Marshon Latimore. The hope was that acquiring Latimore would correct some of the previous management's mistakes at the cornerback position. After all, Latimore wasn't just a signing to help the Commanders in their quest for the 2024 playoffs, but he also had 2 more seasons left on his contract. When Washington signed Latimore, PETERS knew he was dealing with a hamstring injury. This injury plagued Latimore throughout his time with the Commanders last season, but PETERS was confident things would be different after he had a full preseason with Washington, during which he would be fully recovered. We've reached the 8th round of the 2025 season, and Latimore still looks nothing like the player who was selected for the Pro Bowl. While he's had solid performances this season, he's also been the target of many passes at times. According to Coach Dan Quinn, he's coming off his best performance since joining the Chiefs. Latimore intercepted a pass from quarterback Patrick Mahomes in the Week 8 loss to Kansas City. "I thought it was one of Latimore's best games," Quinn said Wednesday. There's less than a week left until the NFL trade deadline in 2025. Could Latimore be traded again? In a preview of the trade deadline on ESPN, Ben Solak suggests that Latimore could be a potential target for the Chicago Bears. Why the Bears? Dennis Allen is Chicago's defensive coordinator. Allen was Latimore's defensive coordinator from 2017 to 2021 and his head coach from 2022 until he was traded last season. No coach knows Latimore better than Allen. Commanders cornerback Marshon Latimore is reportedly being traded. This would be Latimore's 2nd consecutive trade deadline team change. He intercepted a pass from Patrick Mahomes on Monday, but has struggled since Washington acquired him. He would return to Dennis Allen's defense, where the absence of Germaine Johnson leaves the outside cornerback position undefined for the Bears. Latimore isn't the same player he once was, but he would likely still have an edge over Tyreek Stevenson in the competition for playing time. This seems unlikely for several reasons. While Allen might want to reunite with Latimore, the Bears wouldn't actually sign him. Or would they? Well, it was Ryan Poles who reportedly laughed at the idea of even considering Jaden Daniels or Drake May as the first overall pick in the 2024 NFL Draft. Washington has a 3-8 record but doesn't believe its season is over, despite numerous injuries on both sides of the field.
Breaking news. Jets reveal asking price for star player. 2 destinations ranked. Despite the miraculous victory over the Cincinnati Bengals, the New York Jets are the worst team in the NFL, and therefore may trade defensive star Germaine Johnson before the deadline. This is just one win for the Jets, who will need to start from scratch, as Justin Fields failed to lead the team to success. The team wasn't expected to go far this season, but the disastrous year should motivate them to trade Johnson, who is still a competent defensive player when healthy. New York is likely to ask for at least a second-round pick, as they are more willing to part with Johnson than Will McDonald. Originally selected in the first round of the 2022 NFL Draft, the former Florida State player is surprisingly willing to stay with the Jets. However, the chances of this happening are slim, as the Jets could acquire many draft picks with this trade and, provided they could negotiate a suitable offer, could receive good compensation for the linebacker. Johnson has been a leader in the Jets' locker room and has transformed the defense since his return to the team this season, but this does not guarantee his permanent stay in New York. These 3 potential title contenders could benefit from his presence, and it would not be surprising if they contacted him. Jets reveal asking price for Germaine Johnson. 2 destinations ranked. 1. Dallas Cowboys. Although Jerry Jones may have said that it would take more than one player to reshape the defense, this is not necessarily true. After the arrival of George Pickens last offseason, the Dallas Cowboys offense changed for the better and achieved great success in the process. This is due, in itself, to the good momentum the team has been building. It's hard to imagine the Cowboys going through the trade deadline without making at least one change on defense, especially considering they traded a generational pass rusher, Micah Parsons, in August. Anyway, the Cowboys' defense has been one of the worst. Johnson isn't a god, but since the Jets saw a difference in defense with his return, imagine what he could offer in Dallas. 2. Washington Commanders. Despite losing Jaden Daniels for a few games this season, the Washington Commanders still have a good chance of staying in the NFC East as long as they can stay healthy. Although Jacoby Martin showed a noticeable improvement in the game against the Chiefs, it wasn't enough to compensate for the performance of the rest of the defense. The team has already lost defensive end Dorrance Armstrong and running back Austin Eckler for the rest of the season. They need, at the very least, to reinforce some position to fill the gaps. The arrival of Johnson, joining Bobby Wagner and Von Miller in the same defensive unit, could be a good start for the defense should Daniels' absence continue for more games.